Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the post-game film room session with Ryan Novozinsky and Sudeep Tumma for the O'Collies coverage of the OU versus OSU game. This is Bedlam, and it didn't really go in favor, obviously, of OSU as OU won 41-13. But let's look at some of the intricacies and why this happened. Obviously, today, Sudeep, we're going to see a lot of great play calls from Lincoln Riley. Don't you think?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's just one of the things. He's a staple, right, of this offense. Lincoln Riley is this offense for real. He is a great, great offensive mind, perhaps the best in college football. All credit to Lincoln Riley.
Totally. And in addition to play design, and you'll even see that here a little bit, but you talk about quarterback development from Lincoln Riley and Spencer Rattler. My goodness, remember at the beginning of the year we were talking about, some people were talking about out there like, man, is this guy, was he even worth the hype? I mean, you sitting there with a losing record at the beginning of the season, and people were really just rattled at the sight of Spencer Rattler. They were really not liking what they were seeing at first, but plays like this show exactly why he's so adaptable. He's so good. Showing a little bit on the run here, and as you'll see at the end of this, you'll see a nice little touchdown from him.
Yeah, you're right. There was a little bit of, oh, is he really that good or
Hmm.
whatever. But no matter what he did, no matter what his stat line was, whether OU won or lost, there was just natural ability as a passer. In the pocket, on the run, his ball was so clean, crisp, the zip, everything. But here, it's not about the passing. Here, it's about the running, right?
Right.
And here, what you're going to see, it's a power play to the right, power run to the right. You're going to see the guard and I believe tackle pull that side. TJ Pledger, fake play action to the right side. But it's not play action pass. It's just tuck it and run, right? It looks like a read option. But typically from these read options, you don't it's a little bit different from this one. But here what you're going to see is the entire OSU defense almost collapsed toward that side,
Hmm.
right? Just a little bit of that. But what you want to see here is Tyler Lacey, number 89, right side defensive end. You're going to see here, as soon as Spencer Rattler, watch his head. Spencer Rattler's looking out, right? That's your key. You know he's pulling it, or he can pull it if 89 comes down. 89 just comes crashing in. Spencer Rattler's out there. I mean, watch where Tyler Lacey's supposed to be,
Yeah.
right? This is what we talk about contain. Even though it's the other side, watch him. He's just crashing right in, gone,
Hmm.
right? Here you got all this open space. Now again, we'll say this: Trey Sterling, number 3, safety. Oh my God, this guy has had a great season, no
For
question.
sure.
Great last year, but his tackling is one of my most. I mean, one of my favorite things about him.
Hmm.
He's a surefire tackler. He was last year. But now he's become one of those guys. Him and Malcolm Rodriguez, in my opinion, are the two guys that can just stop you in your tracks, don't miss tackles.
Right.
As I say that, he misses a tackle. Watch this, right? He just whiffs on it. It's simple. But here's the thing. I mean, it's hard to make a one-on-one tackle for anyone.
Sure.
But look, Spencer Rattler is more like Baker Mayfield than Kyler Murray or Jalen Hurts.
Hmm.
Jalen Hurts was more, stick a shoulder into you, run you down. Kyler was a lot more elusive, like Spencer Rattler is on this play. But just watch I mean, I'll say this also. Spencer Rattler, for me, he's an underrated, solid runner.
Yeah.
But he hasn't achieved the status. He probably won't because of athletic ability, of like Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, that trait, right? But here it just shows that he can, as a runner, beat you. And OSU hasn't been used to that.
Hmm.
And you go back to just the run play, and this is all just a product of being scared of OU's run game with that O line and how prominent they've been the past few years and this year. And think about it, this isn't even Ramondre Stevenson in there, right? You see the entire OSU defense kind of shift toward the right, right? Look at that huge pile and just open green grass. And this is a tackle that needs to be made. I get it's one-on-one in space, but it's difficult for anyone. But that's kind of what it came down to.
Totally. And one last thing on that play is that, you talked about comparing him to Baker Mayfield, and I think even outside the logo on his helmet, I think you can still make that comparison, right?
Sure.
Because it's so interesting to see, I remember when Baker Mayfield was playing, you sort of didn't really think about it at first, like as maybe as much as you would with his passing, but I mean him on the run was really a dangerous thing,
Sure.
obviously, and he had a good balance to his game, and I think Spencer Rattler will be able to do similar things. Now, let's talk about someone that we didn't know existed until last night. Let's talk about Mikey Henderson real quick. And once again, just some great play calling from Lincoln Riley here. Great play design. And this was the play that sort of piled on to the already high-scoring affair that it was right there in the first quarter. As you can see down there, it says 7-0. Well, Mikey Henderson here, the tight end for OU who was playing in place of Austin Stogner, he had a great touchdown here, and we'll see how it went down in just a second.
For me, this is a great display of how this game was won and lost for OSU,
Hmm.
right? It was the man-to-man coverage. I'll say this also. OSU has been excellent in man coverage. It's difficult to just stick guys one-on-one, but they had the advantage. Jim Knowles has the advantage of sticking the two guys on the outside in man-to-man coverage, bringing blitzes, or just playing base package. And that's why so many offenses have been stymied, right? Or at least slowed down significantly. Like, great offenses. But in this play, it's the man-to-man coverage that you're going to see, which is going to be their downfall. Now, one of the one of the problems with playing man-to-man coverage, I won't call it a problem. It's more of a unwanted liability, sort of, that you are sticking man-to-man. Sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But watch, you're running that play action once again. Things to the left. The whole OSU box kind of shifts that way naturally. And then Mikey Henderson. You watch Thomas Harper up there. That's who's sticking in number 3. Everyone else is locked up, right? You got everyone across the board. You see man-to-man coverage. And what you're going to see here is just the slip out to the outside. But watch the receivers on the outside. They kind of form a little bit of wall, a little bit of a natural pick, and it's just a simple pass to the outside. But watch number 13, Thomas Harper. He's playing up, down. It almost looks like they're faking a little bit of cover 2 up there, disguising that. And as soon as the ball is snapped, theoretically and athletically, Thomas Harper should easily be able to come down and pick up Mikey Henderson down there. But because of this great play design, I mean, look at it, it's subtle. It's just little picks almost. The wide receiver there, Spencer Rattler, easy throw, throws it outside. Thomas Harper gets stuck. And then play it back a second. Watch Rodarius Williams. He's there, right? At this point, you think about this. If this is Madden, you're Rodarius Williams. You can just peel off and go tackle him right there, easy. But when you're playing man-to-man coverage, you're stuck on a man, right? That's why it's called man-to-man coverage. And from there, he can't leave him. That's it. And then Thomas Harper's stuck and easy touchdown, right?
What's great about this OU offense is, amongst many other things, is like you said, their patience. Like, they're able to charge down the field, but with subtle things like this, like, they're able to have a great patience with their offense. And Spencer Rattler has great timing in some of his throws, and obviously Mikey Henderson. Who knows how much we'll see him this season? But man, he could develop into something great for them.
It's just a play design thing. And here you'll see the second angle. Little sidebar here. Watch, we just talked about Tyler Lacey and the lack of discipline or contain on that side. Watch number 96 right here. Right, he's right there. This is how you play contain, right?
Exactly.
But it has nothing to do with the play. Right?
Cody Waltershed.
Right, Cody Waltershed right there. But then watch. Thomas Harper, he's just stuck.
Yep.
This is what happens, and this is one of the problems with playing man to man. But it's just kind of it's something you have to get around. But like, it's more good than, I'm not saying don't play man to man because that happens, but that's kind of what happens. That's when you have smart play callers like Lincoln Riley, smart offensive minds who are able to scheme around it. Because for so many weeks, so many teams have not been able to push the ball down the field, have been stymied by the two guys on the outside, have not been able to create any those wide receivers aren't able to create any separation. And OU wasn't, for the most part, right? You saw a few passes here and there to talented receivers, but for the most part, it was this stuff. It was the east to west stuff, and that's really how. I mean, a great game plan again. Lincoln Riley. That's why I say he's so great.
Yeah, and you'll see that on full display here. Lincoln Riley. This is effectively the dagger in the game. I'd probably say that. I guess OSU still had somewhat of a chance after this, but man, this really did it for them. And this was a momentum killer too, because you look at some of the creativity in the backfield here, some fake handoffs, and then finally execution from Jeremiah Hall, one of the running backs for OU. And man, you definitely get to see Lincoln Riley on full display right here.
There's so much window dressing, but when you break it down, it comes down to that same thing, sideline to sideline.
Yep.
Now, obviously here, this doesn't show the whole thing, but you see Spencer Rattler come to the left, right? That little pop to the left. He's behind the guard. The number 29, Reminder Stevenson, he's the one taking the snap. And as soon as the direct snap, he's again handing off to Spencer Rattler. First off, as a defense, you're confused, right? Then you see Marvin Mims, slot receiver right here. He's coming around for that jet sweep. And okay, you're thinking as a defense, oh, that's definitely coming there. If not, let's stay a little bit disciplined. And then he fakes a handoff and throws it out there. But watch here, right? I mean, first off, watch Marvin Mims. You see Tanner McAllister on him, right? As soon as the ball snapped, Tanner McAllister is running the other side. Watch that entire right side. There's a lot of space over there. But watch Jeremiah Hall, where he comes from. He's just there, right on that right side. And as a safety, I believe it's Trey Sterling there, who's just initiating the block. As soon as Jeremiah Hall, your tight end, is out there blocking, you assume, okay, Spencer Rattler is going to run. And Jeremiah Hall comes out there, blocks a little bit, and as soon as that block is initiated, as a safety, as a defensive player, your instinct is, okay, yeah, let me go get the quarterback. Because you're not out here, you're not breaking down play by play, saying, okay, yeah, there's all this window dressing, but at the core, they're going to pass it. You're thinking instinctually, there's so much going on here. As defenders, you're just trying to sort it all out. So this comes out here, Jeremiah Hall with a little block, and then just throws it out there.
Yep.
Very simple.
There you go. And yeah, he takes it all the way for the Sooners en route to a 41-13 victory for OU. Another Bedlam victory for Oklahoma. But that is all we have for the film breakdown coverage today. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you guys next week against Texas Tech.